waited all winter for this.
It's the biggest race we have all year long.
The icons of this sport have all starred on its biggest stage.
It's the great American race. Trust me.
I won the Daytona 500. I won the Daytona 500.
Pull them belts tight one last time, boys. Light the fire.
Big push coming now for Harvick. Oh, and around goes a couple cars. Priest upside down. He's barrel rolling through the grass.
You got plenty of money. Don't need that to keep racing. Is it worth the risk to keep on going? Win.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Bump and Run podcast. I'm your host, Michael D. White, joined by two of my best friends, Matt the Statman Reilly and Robbie Shrey Shikshini Ricky, filling in for his cousin, Eric Doan. In fact, one of my best friends, one of my oldest friends, Robbie Shrey, right there in the building. Buddy. He's cracking open a Busch Light. How you guys doing? I hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you guys had yourselves a William Byron type of weekend. Slick Willie 2 clocks. Matt, I believe you said it in the group chat. He's slick. What now?
Slick Willie 2 Earls.
2 Earls. Got 2 Earl
Harley J. Earl trophy.
I almost said Earl Grey. Thinking about some tea there, but yeah, Slick Willie doing it back to back. Daytona 500 winner.
Slick Willie 2 clocks is about as interesting as tea.
Well, you want to what? Depending on what generation you're talking to, tea is very interesting.
Listen, I love myself some tea. It's not that interesting. Tea is tea.
No, I was talking like the hot gossip is tea. Spill the tea. Shrey's wife knows what I'm talking about. You don't spend enough time on TikTok, Matt. I'm thinking.
I'm an Instagram Reels guy. I'm exclusively an Instagram Reels guy.
Yeah,
I spend no time on TikTok.
Yeah,
I don't either.
I'm still old school. I'm on Facebook.
We're all in an Instagram chat. And we all like send each other like the stupid videos that we come across, and like my Instagram algorithm is insane. Like,
mine's trash.
I can't even talk about what my algorithm.
I won't even talk about it, but I should be put away.
Yeah, right. Same.
Well, I don't open the videos you guys send, so my algorithm is still normal. Whoa.
You're not just gonna skate past that. You don't see any of the videos we send in there.
I scroll through, and you know what I do? Honestly,
look at the thumbnail and decide whether it's worth your time or not.
I look at the thumbnail. I see like, nah, I don't feel like watching someone get hit by a car right now, and I'll see the ones that people react to, and I'm like, all right, well, this got a reaction on someone. Let me click on that one. That's how I know what the gold is, too. And
I know that all of our algorithms are pretty similar, because like there's times where like Shrey or Douse will send a video that like I scrolled past that I didn't send out, and like, okay, so that video was also in there. So yeah, I mean, I get everything from like, I'll just say this: the two ranges of my algorithm are like family, like children, like loving like children stuff that me and my wife can send to each other, and then the other side of that algorithm is like body cam footage of like cops getting shot at and stuff like that, and everything in between, dash cam videos of wrecks and NASCAR and wrestling and Notre Dame, and it's all over the place.
The good sides of mine are cars, like everything about it, like street cars and all that, BMX, and I don't know of another good one. Deer hunting videos.
Oh yeah, I have hunting in my algorithm.
That's the only positive, and then everything is negative, and it progressively gets worse and worse.
Y'all need to find Jesus, is what you need.
I won't even go into detail. What they are.
Yeah. There's a lot that it's just like
I'm still old school. I'm on Facebook and I'm just looking at Marketplace. That's it. Good job. I'm old school. Like, give me the old paper shop. You know, I'm not scrolling through reels. I'm looking for deals.
Is it still available?
What's that? Is it still available?
On Marketplace, they always ask you, is it still available?
I won't respond to, is it still available? You know what? So the other night I was looking at an old school TV.
Get you more fired up than the last lap at Daytona.
I was looking at
you mean used to get me fired up like a last lap at Daytona.
Someone was giving away 2 CRT TVs, the old big boxy ones. And I don't know if you guys know this, but retro gaming looks the best on those. I don't play a lot of video games, but there's something in the back of my mind where I'm like, I should get one of those just to play a little duck hunt on it. You know, you need the zapper gun. And there's a lady giving 2 away for free up in Harding. I messaged her late at night. I'm like, hey, I didn't do. Is this still available? I go, did anyone claim these, or can I pick them up tomorrow? And she asked what time. I never got back to her. By the time I did, someone else swooped in and grabbed them from me. I didn't even. And you want to know what? The funny thing is, this is how fucked up my head is. I didn't even care about like getting them for the first couple hours. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I really want them. I don't know if I'm going to message this lady. And then I saw they were sold, instantly regretted it. I'm like, God damn, I should have just fucking went and grabbed them.
Whitey right there. Too late. Too late. That's your whole life.
Shrey, I wasn't going to say it. I beat him up enough about being late to absolutely everything where I was just going to keep my mouth shut on this one.
Oh, yeah.
You know what else is late? The start time of the Daytona 500 got rained out a little bit. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Podcast available every Tuesday night. Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and more. Tell all your friends. Season 5 has officially begun. We got some NASCAR points races in. Fellas, how was your weekends? Ricky, I saw you throwing a little Xfinity party going on there.
Yeah, so it was random. It was supposed to just be me and Kimmy. I had a rough day Saturday. My brand new truck I only made 2 payments on. Was in a parking lot waiting for her to come out. I got blindsided by a girl who was backing out right next to me. My truck may be totaled. Just found that out a couple minutes ago. We're not 100%, so dealing with that. Had to calm them down. Had a rough day, and I'd go to my wife. I go, hey, we're going grocery shopping, and I'm going to I want to make something big that I have to stay home all day and watch over this. I can't go out with this like thought, like it's negative. We end up like savoring the day. We were in the kitchen, what we always do. We cook. If you don't know, hey, little, I'll give myself my little
give your Instagram.
Follow me on Ricky's Smoking Barbecue. Ricky's _ Smoking Barbecue if you like cooking videos. But anyways,
I would like you to post more cooking videos, by the way. You don't post enough.
There you go. I made zuppa de scada soup, and then we wanted to do tuna melts. And simple, easy thing. And we're in the kitchen. Next thing you know, snow was coming down. My buddy Pat and Megan come over, and we give them soup. Megan was a little under the weather, so the soup was for her. And then next thing you know, I get a phone call from an old buddy, Steve. My buddy Steve Humanansky calls me, and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, dude, I'm up here about to watch the Xfinity race. Got Cletus McFarland gonna run in it. You know, shout out to the car world, the regular Joes of the world. If you think you can't,
he was in the ARCA race.
If you just focus in and work hard at something. But, I mean, bald eagles flying. Next thing you know, he brings up a whole house, like in the dang old pub is what I call this place. And the dang old pub got lit. I mean, people were polluted. I drank a whole entire bottle of Bullet whiskey, 95 rye. It's amazing. I was going to get the Travelers for the weekend, but I couldn't pull the trigger because it was going to be my first time, and I wanted something good. I already got my truck smashed. I didn't want a misery in a bad bottle, so... Next thing you know, we're drinking, me and my buddy Pat, and we're looking at each other, and we're fine. So we think. And the bottle's halfway gone. We're like, hey, keep it going.
Didn't hit yet.
Next thing you know, the bottle's gone, and a 30 rack is complete, and we're feeling it. The next day, Sunday, was rough.
It sounds like a rough night, man. I don't know.
It was awesome. Dart games were going on. I didn't even know. I still have a $1 bill on my dartboard. I don't know whose it is.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was a great Xfinity race, though. How about you, Matt?
Amazing.
How's your weekend?
A lot quieter than that. Yeah, I don't even know. I was just, while Robbie was kind of talking about his weekend, I was like thinking to myself, what the hell did I do this weekend? Nothing. Like I think it was just more of a quiet weekend. We were supposed to get weather. What was it, on Saturday, I guess? So we got the grocery shopping and all that shit done Saturday morning. And I just wanted to dedicate it to Xfinity on Saturday night. Got drunk for the Xfinity race at home, but and then Sunday was just kind of getting shit done, doing our errands and everything before the 500 came on. So just a quiet weekend.
Yeah, I had a pretty quiet weekend too. I had a couple beers during the 500. I didn't get trashed or anything like that though. I had President's Day off. I used my MLK floating holiday to take President's Day off, so that
smart man.
Just in case the rain and everything.
But you had every opportunity to get polluted. You didn't.
You know what it was? I didn't have enough beers in the fridge. I had 7 beers in the fridge, and I had 6 of them, and then I went to bed.
You get off your ass and you find that fucking dog, dude.
Anyways, I thought it was a pretty good weekend in general. I didn't catch the truck race, but first let's throw through the news headlines. I just have 3 stories. Apparently, Pitbull is ending his partnership with Trackhouse Racing. That was abruptly announced on Saturday, and then Pitbull, or was it Sunday that he did it, Matt? I forget.
I think it was late Saturday, or either early Sunday.
But he was there. He was there all weekend for the 500 weekend and stuff. I think he actually
Friday.
He performed.
I don't believe it was Sunday because he announced that he would still be doing the pre-race concert on Sunday. So it was either Friday or Saturday. But either way, it came out of nowhere. And I still don't know what to make of that.
I still have so many questions, and it's sad, honestly.
I wouldn't have so many questions if he didn't tweet what he tweeted, the way he tweeted the announcement. There was no official statement. It was just kind of like, well, if you guys can riff for a second, I could read the tweet exactly what it said, but it was not like your typical, hey, I'm ending a partnership tweet.
Yeah. I honestly, I wonder if it's been in the works for a little bit now. And the way I kind of read into it was he made his money. He was just an early investor, and he made his return, and they're like, all right, we're going to buy you out.
Something like, it sounds PC though. Like the kibosh is in, I don't know. I feel like there's something bigger, and they're just saying that to be nice.
Honestly, I if I was going to guess, I'm going to say that there's going to be some more outside investment because Justin Marks wants to expand. He wants to run an Indy car at least. They have the motorcycle team for Moto Grand Prix. And what's up, Matt?
I found the tweet. I found the tweet. I'm laughing at the last word.
Dale.
And listen, I'll let you do that because I am I'm an Irish. I'm a fair-skinned Irishman, so me saying Dolly isn't going to hit like it should. But I read it as Dale because it's spelled the same. But the tweet was, ending partnership with Trackhouse Racing. Over the past 5 years, we've made history by introducing NASCAR to a whole new audience and falling in love with NASCAR fans at the same time. We have made the decision to terminate the partnership with Trackhouse Racing effective immediately. We're looking forward to performing on the sport's biggest stage this Sunday, the Daytona 500. It is a true honor. Dolly.
It's like the effective immediately. That's the weird part.
That's what I think. It's like a couple keywords there that it's just like, I don't know, like it just that's how you send out a tweet from ending a business partnership like that, like a very public business partnership. I don't know. It reeked to me of like something ended not amicably.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe I'm just reading into it. I don't know. I mean, other people seem to think that too on Twitter, but and like you said, Whitey, I refuse to call it X. It's Twitter.
Yeah.
Who knows? You're probably more closer to the truth when you say, "Hey, he made his money or he saw his investment through, and that was that."
I'm waiting for like a Sports Business Journal article to come out to explain.
It'll come out eventually. What happened?
It'll eventually come out.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't he have like Pitbull music isn't my jam, shocker. But didn't he just come out with like an album last year that was titled Trackhouse?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was all in. So I don't know. Whatchamacallit, maybe it's all PR. He's like, you want to know what? I'm done. See you later. I had my fun.
Could have all been a PR stunt.
And then let's see, 2 other stories. Kyle Busch is going to run 5 truck races for Spire Motorsports. No shock there. So excited to see KB in the trucks once again. And then Fox will continue using the side-by-side commercials for green flag brakes. I noticed that during the 500 this weekend.
I liked it.
I really liked it too. Finally, something good from Fox. So
they need it.
They do. You want to know what? We shit on Fox enough, so we got to give them praise when they do something great. NBC did the same thing for super speedway racing, which I appreciate. And this year, it just makes sense. Do full screen during cautions.
Hear the fans' voices. They got to know they're dog shit sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Never mind. We're not going to talk about. Never mind. I about went down a damn rabbit hole right there about listening to the fans' voices, but never mind.
Well, we had a great weekend of racing, though. The duels were awesome. I thought, unfortunately, Eric Jones, he got fucking scummed out of that win, huh? Austin Cindric, your duel number 2 winner, your duel number 1, Bubba Wallace. Both those guys had decent 500s. Bubba didn't have a great finish. Austin Cindric was in position to win there. I thought,
dude, what a weekend, Austin Cindric. Good job. And he's an ace, dude, for Super Motor Speedways. What a stud. I tell you what, man.
He really is. Not only does Ford put out a great car at a super speedway, Team Penske especially, but Austin Cindric, he knows how to race super speedways.
Yeah.
I'll expand a little bit more on that in my my race grade. But we saw a truck race Friday night. Parker Kligerman won the race. Oh, wait, no, he didn't. He failed post-race tech. Corey Heim.
Everything about this story.
Bullshit, man. I went to bed right after that race ended.
Dude, so sad. The guy breaks his back for this sport.
Second time this has happened to him in 6 months.
And gets screwed all the time.
Or I guess it wasn't right after, but I went to bed thinking that Parker Kligerman had won that race. And then I woke up and it's like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
It sucks.
Dude, I've never seen anybody dragged to the woodshed more.
And
oh my God. That stinks for him.
And like you said, he gives his life to the sport as a driver, an analyst for NBC. He's right now he's doing he's back with, is he back? Or no, he's on the CW doing play-by-play.
He might still be with NBC. I don't know, because Jamie McMurray is still with Fox.
Which I was pleasantly surprised by that on Sunday too. I wasn't sure if he would be. So great, man. I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself, but I just wanted to mention the online discussion. I saw Landon Castle tweet about this. Where he basically said, if you win a race, you have to smash up the back of your car. It's the only way you're going to pass post-race inspection.
That's disgusting.
It's the only way you're going to guarantee to pass post-race inspection.
Is that what he said? Was the guarantee?
I don't know if that's exactly but that's, I don't know if that's exactly what he said, what he tweeted out, but that's what he was saying. That's not the only way you're going to pass post-race inspection.
Very smart.
It's the only way you're going to guarantee to pass your. Yeah. They can't do anything if you're all smashed up.
It's a shame too, because
that is.
Trucks and Xfinity have the ride height rule. Cup doesn't. It's just I don't know.
He's such a good dude. It sucks that happens to him.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does. Especially since he's only running part-time. That was one of his part-time races. And then in the Xfinity race, Jesse Love getting the win. And this is where I was jumping ahead. I tell you what, the CW knocked it out of the fucking park Saturday night. Came out of the gate absolutely swinging in terms of quality of a broadcast. What did you guys think about the booth, think about the whole product in general, and then what did you think about the Xfinity race?
I loved it. It was absolutely phenomenal. I was all locked in because of what I just said earlier. You had Mr. Bald Eagle himself running around there, Cletus McFarland. I am a big 1320 video guy on YouTube. Check them out if you're a street racing guy. What a regular Joe. The dude got known from a clip, outside of a hotel with his Camaro, or his vet, I forget. But so long ago. The guy ended up buying Freedom Factory, kills it, and then he's racing and qualifying and pole number 1 in practice, dude. Let's go. Like, I loved it, and it sucks. The 70 took him out, but what a race, man. I loved it. Saturday night was jamming here. I got a little fuzzy around like the third stage, like where it was just like whatever. But man, I had a good time Saturday watching that race.
Cletus was in the Xfinity race?
Yep.
I knew he was in the ARC race. I didn't realize he was in the Xfinity race. His
he
real
got
name
wrecked out by the 70.
I didn't know it's his real name. I always forget what his real name is.
Garrett.
Cletus McFarland.
What is it? It's Garrett Mitchell, right? I knew his first name was Garrett. I've been following that guy for years and years too, Shrey. I think I found him when he first bought the Dale truck, before he bought the Freedom Factory and all that stuff, when he was just working out of a small shop, putting turbos on absolutely everything. And,
gotta let the bald eagle scream, baby.
Oh yeah.
Wait, I don't think he was in the Xfinity race. What's his name?
Cletus McFarland, number 30 he was.
That's not his name, though. He went.
No, it's like Garrett Mitchell, I think.
Yeah, I thought he was just in the ARCA race as well.
That ARCA race was a shit show too. Like, absolutely.
Oh damn! Maybe I am 100%.
You're combining the whole data together, man. But
you're smishing everything together, which is okay, and it's totally understandable because we all do it.
I mean, you got in a car accident and you got wasted, so it's understandable. What should we call it? I thought the broadcast was absolutely awesome, though. I tell you what, Jamie McMurray, Fox has been wasting him in the Fox studio for years now. Like we said it like during the dirt races when he was doing a little bit of announcing there. But absolutely great. Jesse Love.
Can I just say something that drives me crazy? Sorry.
What's that?
Because I'm just refreshing my mind at the finishing order of the truck and Xfinity races. It just drives me nuts that the ARCA series is not on the app. Like, you have to go to their website to find that shit out. And it's like, come on, it's a NASCAR property, right?
Well, it is. It's owned by NASCAR.
Yeah. Okay. So why is it not on their app?
And their website's terrible too.
Here's a piece of information. So I was a little fuzzy, but here's a good piece of information. He is running again in Talladega.
Is he?
That's exciting.
Nice.
Cool.
Yep.
That's the thing. I watched a lot of the ARCA race too. It was a tough one. Just so many cautions. It really makes me wonder, like, man, if I had the funding. Because, I feel like none of those people have the discipline to just sit in the back and avoid wrecks all day long. But, you can finish 5 laps down and you're in 6th, at the end of the day, because they just decimate each other. And you want to know what? It's kind of the same in the Cup Series. So they can't even blame it. We saw William Byron lead 5 times for 10 laps. The race lasted 3 hours, 53 minutes, 26 seconds, 8 cautions for 47 laps, 56 lead changes among 15 different drivers. Top 5, William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Jimmy Johnson, Chase Briscoe, and John Hunter Nemechek. Old Jimmy with a 3rd place finish. What do you guys think, Matt? What's your race grade for the Daytona 500?
I gave it a B. I don't know, man. It's I thought it looked cool, I guess. If looks is what NASCAR is going for and not competition, then hell yeah. They ran 3 wide for half the race, which to the naked eye looks cool. Again, I guess, but I guess it takes talent to run 3 wide and not wreck. But we didn't see passing until the end of the race. I think we could have ran the last 60 laps, last 50 laps, and been just fine. Yeah. I don't know. You guys know, Whitey, we and Shrey. You listening to the show for the duration of this is our 5th season now. I've said this 100 times. I grew up watching NASCAR with my dad, and we grew up Earnhardt fans and super speed. Look at it. By the way, 24 years to the day that our Lord and Savior Dale Earnhardt passed away. So just thinking about him today. But
R.I.P. Dale.
I grew up a super speedway fan, and then obviously once Dale died, we adopted, as everyone did, Dale Jr. as my driver. Love that guy so much to this day. Love that guy so much. I'm Junior Motorsports, everything. And super speedway racing was the reason why I fell in love with NASCAR. And I feel like I say the same spiel every time we have a super speedway race. So I apologize if you heard this before. Just fast forward another 30 seconds. But I get a little sour when I see the Daytona 500 this past weekend where, I'm going to get excited. Of course, I'm going to watch it, and there's going to be exciting moments. There's no taking away, just the natural way it is. There's going to be exciting moments. Is it good competition? Not really. Not really until, the last handful of laps. But excitement, sure, if that's what you're in for, I guess. It's whatever. It was a B. I gave it a B. The reason why I gave it a B really is because once everyone kind of stopped fuel saving after that fake ass debris caution with 38 to go.
It was such a fake debris caution. It was
That's
so
fake.
fake.
I guess debris cautions are back. Phantom debris cautions are back.
Yep. You got to fuel up. You got to have most cars finish the race because they knew they were going to wreck out.
As much as we shit on NASCAR, the one thing that they have done pretty good the last couple of years is getting rid of phantom debris cautions. Well, guess what? Never mind. They're back, so that's cool. We saw a couple.
Well, they needed it, though.
They didn't even attempt to show the debris a couple different times. This one.
But they knew they were nervous about the wrecks at the end and nobody finishing because of not having fuel, and then you're going to have wrecks. So, who's going to finish?
Well, so the first debris caution, the fake one, was to get Joey Logano back on the lead lap because they were sitting 3 wide, and he was going to split the middle and wreck the field because he's done it before. And
yes, he has.
And I'm pretty sure they called it just because of that. The second debris caution, I think there actually was debris on the track.
But the thing is, I'm willing to look the other way when, maybe the broadcast doesn't show it because Fox doesn't show anything. Fox doesn't show the leaders racing for the win sometimes, so I don't expect them to always show debris. But I'll usually almost always see a picture on Twitter that Bob Pockers or someone tweeted out. There was none of that, or none that I saw anyway.
In football, if there's a holding call, they show the hold. They show it.
Yeah.
Show the debris. You got a debris on the track. That's fine. It happens. Show it.
Just show it. That's all I ask. Then I'm totally cool. Okay, yeah, that's a caution, obviously. But the fact that they didn't show it always raises questions, right? So anyway, once they threw that bozo caution with 38 to go, the race started getting racy. It started getting racy. But that's also when we saw bozos making bozo moves.
Yeah.
The ending was okay. It was entertaining that last lap, but I'd much rather see a shootout to the line or at least make it to out of turn 4 before you start wrecking each other.
I tell you what,
it was entertaining, sure.
I wish there was a fan cam on me while I was watching that race because I was chilling. I was on my 6th beer, just last lap. Fuck, and then all hell breaks loose, and I see 2 cars come out of it. It's William Byron, and I go, holy shit, Tyler Reddick's in 2nd place. I'm going like this, and then about not even 5 seconds, and I'm he's not gonna catch him. I went back down to chilling.
The thing that gets me is, what did they say? I think going back to 2019 or 2020, I forget. So I apologize if I got that stat wrong, but there's been a last lap wreck of every Daytona 500 for the past handful of years.
Since 2019.
I saw.
So it was 2019. So I remember always. Every super speedway race for sure, but specifically the Daytona 500, the last 10 laps, I'm on the edge of my seat or pacing in my living room because I just can't stand still because it's who's going to win this? How are they going to win it?
Yep.
But I was sitting on my couch I know there's going to be a wreck on the last lap. Who's going to survive it? Oh, okay.
Exactly.
It was Byron and Tyler Reddick, but William Byron has a 100-foot lead in front of Reddick. There's our winner right there. You knew who the winner was on the backstretch, and I don't know. It is what it is. Again, I don't want to be overly negative after just being negative for the past 5 minutes, but I just got to retrain my brain to just, this is what we have for super speedway racing now. What I used to know, what I fell in love with my entire life is gone. We're probably never getting that back. That really fucking sucks, but this is the product we have now. I'm not going to watch, obviously. So I just have to retrain my brain and learn to just accept that this is the new norm for super speedway racing.
I'm trying to find it. I thought it was on Twitter. It might have been on Reddit though, but someone did a breakdown and a graph showing how many Daytona 500s finished under caution versus green, how many had a last lap wreck, and then how many, what was it? Finished clean. There's only been like 3 clean finishes in the last 20 years. So
I'm cool if it doesn't finish clean, but like make it to turn 4. Make it coming out of turn, like, you know what I mean? Like, don't wreck going into turn 3.
I think that was just Cole Custer being an idiot and getting a little overly excited before he should.
We never seen that before.
Banging that drum for 3 years, brother.
Yep.
Listen, I've never said Cole Custer was a great Cup Series driver. He is an excellent Xfinity Series driver, and he's even said it himself when he got to the Cup Series. He was out to lunch, and he had no idea what direction to swim in. So, like, not expecting much out of Cole Custer.
Which is wild to hear. Like, imagine.
But that just goes to show you the jump between Saturdays and Sundays too. That people don't really. I mean, they used to talk about it, but like it's still a pretty big jump.
Go. Why not? Why did Ford? Why not keep Harrison Burton?
Well, he was in the same boat.
I mean,
Harrison
I'm
Burton,
just saying.
So there's this thing where Harrison Burton's dad is Jeff Byrne, who has a lot of pull and influence. Yeah. Cole Custer's dad has a little bit more pull with Ford than with Haas.
Absolutely.
You know. So you know how it goes. It's all about the money.
Money talks.
That's it. My favorite AC/DC song. Shrey, what was your race grade?
So I'm with Matt. Everything Matt said, I can like verbatim like say everything he said. I give it a B. Yeah. And I just have this to say. For those listeners that listen to this podcast and also listen to others like Denny Hamlin, I have a little bone to pick with Denny Hamlin today. Okay. I love Denny Hamlin. I became a Denny Hamlin fan overnight, like through his podcast and everything he's doing for NASCAR lately. However, I don't see eye to eye with him this year. Denny Hamlin's everything he said today was right. I agree with him. But say it 6 years ago when you saw the year, you know, the trend of Daytona 500 for the last almost decade has been what it is today. So what do you guys say? Dovin, you hear Dovin say, all you guys, right? Oh, you got to adapt. You got to adapt. Well, guess what? As a race fan, I adapted to what this Daytona 500 is, the reality of it. And the reality of it is that nobody has respect for the guy in front of them at a certain point. Yeah. And respect isn't given or earned out there. People are going to beat and bang and make egregious calls and blocks and passes and whatever. And because first, you got a lot of young talent, especially today in there, who, you know, you're behind the wheel of a car and you're like, oh man, I have an opportunity. If I do this and do this move, I'm going to maybe be in first place. I'll be leading. I might win my first Daytona 500. Oh my God. Well, when you nothing's changed in the last 6 years. There's been a wreck on the last lap. Who's in like the guy leading, like Austin Cindric. The finish he got does not show how hard the guy worked and how great of a race he put on. The place that Kyle Busch came in does not show the hard work that he put on. Yeah, it's like you're going to get beat and banged by dumb. Somebody's going to do something stupid. So your best bet is to stay in the back. And Junior Motorsports, baby, love it. Justin Allgaier comes in 10th. Shout out, love it, because I'm a junior guy. Love that. But if the race goes on, he doesn't get in 10th. If that wreck doesn't happen, he's not getting in 10th. Yeah. You know, and this is what is expected. So as a race fan, I embrace it. I know that we're going to get crazy in the third stage. We are going to get all respect is gone. It's like everything's out the window. We are going to race really hard and not give a shit. We're going to kind of look like trucks with a mixture of Xfinity.
Yeah.
And we are going to throw our talent out the window. And everything that we aren't about, we're going to show you in this third stage, especially with 10 to go. And that's what you get. And
So,
I enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome. I mean, what
it is exciting when you see it
I
all
was yelling
break
Ricky
loose.
again, like it's 2016 at Pocono.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree with what you're saying, because essentially you're saying, like, all right, it's in the driver's hands. The drivers are the ones making these decisions, right?
Yep.
And I completely agree with that. It is entertaining. It is fun to watch when your guy makes it through and gets a decent position. It sucks so bad. Ask Eric how he feels every time Eric Jones is in the top 5 at Talladega on the last lap and he gets fucked, because he gets fucked
taken out
every time.
the hardest working guy out there doesn't his place that he finishes does not show for his day.
No, and the argument I have, because you're right, this has been in the making for a long, long time, almost a decade.
Yeah,
I think what happens, though, is that the car itself exacerbates the problem even more, right?
Because it can take a beating.
100%.
Because it could take a beating. Like, body panels don't matter anymore. Like, you're fine as long as you don't break your toe link, and even that doesn't even matter that much anymore. And then just the way everything's packed up. So go back to like 2019 in the old car and watch Daytona. You have the guys doing the same exact things, right? You have battle 2 lines, someone makes bonehead move, you wreck the field. Like, that's Daytona. That's always been Daytona, right? But now, because you haven't been getting rid of guys here and there throughout the race, now you have 35 cars on the lead lap on the last lap. They're all packed together, side by side, and they're all just trying to shuffle and make that move for the end, because they've spent the last 450 laps not making those moves, saving fuel, because now that's the name of the game, right?
So that's go ahead.
So now you're all packed up. You're making bad moves. Go back to 2019 and watch that race. You'll see the guys who know how to manipulate the air, know how to super speed race. They're up front. Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Austin Cindric. Give him his due. He is a great super speed racer. You know, there's a handful of guys. It's there. You always need the luck on your side, but there was still skill and strategy to play into. And what I used to love about super speed racing is you could side draft the guy, pull that line back, get in front of him, make your moves. You can't do that in this new car. I've been complaining about it ever since. I think since the first time I saw the new car, I go, they ruined it's you can't side draft, and that's a detriment to it. Not only can you not side draft, back in the day, you'd try to put yourself in position on the last lap where you didn't want to be out front. You wanted to be second, third. You used to see guys get pushed out to the front a little too far, then they'd lose their momentum. None of that happens with the next gen car.
Denny did it. Denny did it going into turn 1. He executed the move too early.
Yeah. But
he played Austin Cindric like a fiddle.
But you know what I mean?
But everyone got taken out.
But again, because now you're all packed up way too much.
The one thing that I see is they do every year. So they don't want rollovers. They don't want it. So they keep making changes to the speed. Yep. They used to run around there at 220, 210. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Then they lower it. Now they're rolling around there at 170, 180. And now you had Ryan Preece once again go on his deck lid, and they are going to make more changes. And the car doesn't need to be less horsepower. Do something. Like, you can make the underneath of that car like wavy or something, like to where it's not just flat.
Denny,
like, I don't understand. Like, put something there like to prevent that. But they're all about downforce. Like this whole car is like they throw downforce in your face. We don't need it. We need horsepower.
Well,
we need horsepower.
So Denny brought that up on his podcast. He's been preaching it for years now. You have to take drag out of the car because it's just like a huge parachute where as soon as you pull out a line, you get pulled back, and that's why you can't make runs. You can't make anything happen. And it all goes down to the diffuser and what you said, downforce. And I think the reason why they keep putting more and more downforce in the car is they're thinking it's going to keep it glued to the track and avoid these blowovers. But they're
still happening.
And they're still happening. And
we had to go do a wheelie like it was in top fuel drag, Tony Stewart. Like, what's going on?
Because as soon as they lift off, you've shaped them like a fucking wing. They take off. They just take off. And that's the thing. Blowovers in NASCAR happen. They fucking happen. My background on my work computer right now is fucking Joey
Logano getting smashed in the Martinsville wall.
No, I wish. No, it's Cale Yarborough. And I think 82, 81, I forget the Daytona 500. He's qualifying and he lifted off the ground and wrecked that car. Then they went, and I love this story. Sorry. I haven't done NASCAR history in a while. I think it was 82.
I love history.
They wrecked the car during qualifying. They broke the speed record at the time. I love this shot too, because look up the picture of Cale Yarborough, Daytona lifting off the ground, because his head is turned and he's looking right out the side window as the car's sideways in turn one, lifting off the ground. It's the coolest fucking picture. And so after the car wrecked, they didn't have a backup car, but there was a show car at a Hardee's in New Smyrna.
I heard this part.
They went down, they grabbed the show car, which was like 2 years old or something like that. It was an outdated Pontiac body, I think. They were driving Oldsmobile at the time. They dropped the old engine into this car. They went out and won the fucking race.
No wonder why you got Kyle Busch complaining about the relapse.
Right?
I've seen this picture before. It's obviously one of the most famous NASCAR pictures there is, but just the fact that he's looking out the passenger side window is awesome.
Look at that dumb face.
Get a Marlboro Red in his mouth. He spit it out.
Because it's just the goggles are like, it's so silly. I love it.
He's just like this.
It's wild. Where was I going with this? Blowovers happen. It's part of the sport. And in fact, I will say we've gotten too safe. We've gotten too safe as a sport because, one, these guys are willing to make any move because they're not afraid of the consequence, right?
Listen,
how many
times? It's the track. It's the nature of the beast.
That's it. All right. Perfect. I'm glad you said it's the track, Ricky. I'm glad you're on here tonight because we have this racetrack called Pocono, right? It's the Tricky Triangle. They used to host IndyCar races. Unfortunately, there was a huge tragedy, and then they stopped hosting races. Mario Andretti always says that it's not the track. A lot of people blame Pocono for the track, the way it's shaped. It's too fast for Indy cars. It's outdated safety-wise. And Mario Andretti always said, you can't blame the track. It's the drivers driving on the track. They're choosing to put themselves in those positions. They're choosing to make those bad blocks, Joey Logano. They're choosing to make those bad blocks, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. They're choosing to drive through these guys. And the problem is there's no fucking, recourse, reactions, or anything.
Yep, from NASCAR.
Repercussions is the word I was looking for.
So that's why it continues to happen. 6 years ago, you had these egregious acts, and they could have put the kibosh to it if they just came down on them. Hey, we don't accept this behavior. You can't do that. If a guy's coming in on a top run and you're clearly a dog, you can't. You block once, maybe. What are you doing?
And honestly, it goes back to Xfinity, it goes back to trucks, it goes back to ARCA, and it goes back to short tracks all across the country because these people are watching the Cup Series or whoever, and they're emulating it. So it's never going to get any better. There's Denny's talked about the respect issue, but think about short track racing in general. You don't pass clean anymore. You got to bump and run. lot of it's the car. You know, you have to knock the person out. But that's it. That's what it comes down to. Oh, move them out of the way and go ahead, you know? And that's where we're at. We're at it at Daytona, though. So now it's like, oh, well, I'm in 5th, coming out of turn 4. Let me drive through some motherfuckers. Hopefully I can make it through the wreck. And I'm walking away with the Earl Grey trophy, the Harley J. Earl trophy. So
one thing I wanted to add to this, and we can kind of keep it moving, is
I gave it a B, by the way.
I think something that
A D?
A B with you guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you didn't give your so B. We're all on the same.
We're all on the same page. You guys hit all the talking points I wanted to hit, and I got the last bit out of it, so I gave it a B. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Yeah. So one thing that I think can help it a little bit is I mentioned it during my race grade is the fuel strategy. Super speed racing should never be about fuel strategy ever. And I think if NASCAR just makes a minor tweak that they can make right now before Atlanta, before Talladega, before the next Daytona, is stage lengths. Just change it so it's not within a fuel window, and you could just keep it moving, and it will take some of that fuel saving strategy out of super speedway racing. I'm
gonna say I don't mind the fuel savings,
but dude, they don't race until the end of the race.
No, but
they were 3 wide. It looked cool, but they're not racing.
Well, so
I don't want a fuel strategy race on a super motor speedway.
What I was gonna say is I feel like gas mileage has always kind of played into it. We just used to see big long trains, and then every now and then guys would get bored of running in those trains. They jump out and make something happen, and then force everyone else to race. You know, and now they don't have to do that. So now they just run 3 wide, and it looks impressive on TV, like you said. But at the same time, it's like, all right, well, now we're just getting this. It's just it's a different look. And it's a little bit more egregious because like they've really slowed down where it's like, oh, we're running 60% throttle. But they always used to talk about, it's like, oh, this guy up front, he's burning gas more than everybody, you know? So like
that's the other thing too. Too safe, Whitey. I don't know if I agree with that because I don't think you could ever be too safe. At the end of the day, we're talking about lives. But what I think they have gone too far with is the technology.
Too much data.
I think these drivers have way too much technology in these cars now.
I think are you going to say about the dash?
The dashboard tells you you're 60% throttle.
That blew my mind today.
That should be in your brain. That should be in your foot. You should know where you have to be.
I don't know.
Yep.
Throttle.
I'm a Whitey. I'll double down, dude. It's too safe. I'm over it. Listen, I'm an extreme guy. I am. I got on a BMX bike. I got hit by 1 car, 2, 3, 9. 9 total cars. Nothing stopped me. Still today, I'll go ride my BMX bike on the road. Like, you know the risks. I know the risks. And guess what? I don't wear a helmet on the street. I'm on the spectrum. But it is what it is. And
there was a lot of restraint there, Shrey. I'm proud of you there. I am proud.
The strength was alive, dude. Yeah, dude. That was the best I've ever done. I'm not using that word. I will not say it. But anyways, like I knew the risks every time I would get on those pedals. I knew what it was. And guess what? Then I took my brakes off because I went with the whole era of brakeless BMXing.
I never understood that shit.
And it's just the way it is. But my point is these drivers, these professional drivers, they strap in a car. They got a Hans device now. They are strapped in and a tuna can and all these aisle is safer in that car than ever. There's no dents. They know the risks. And put them in a supermotor speedway, up the horsepower, and get rid of this downforce. Bring it back. These cars are safer than what they ran in '96 when Dale Jarrett won. There's a stat for you. That's a true one. He won '96 Daytona 500. But Jeff Jarrett,
aren't you?
Whatever. and y'all. Anyways, just stop being like. Now they're going to make more rules, more adjustments to this car because of the Ryan Preece incident, and they will.
No, I get it. I know.
It's annoying. What are they going to do? Lower it down to 160?
On a safety rabbit hole. Listen, all I was saying is I think the too much technology, like a driver shouldn't be told on his dashboard that he's doing 60% throttle. He needs to know where he needs to be at on the throttle to be able to know I'm 60, I'm 70, I'm 80. The other thing is,
feel that pedal. Look at the RPMs, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You go off RPMs. That used to be a skill. Now it doesn't have to be because there's technology.
Well, and another thing they need to do is stop letting everybody know what the hell everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
We talked about it a lot last year. Like, they need to get rid of SMT for other teams. Like, there's no reason why Ricky Stenhouse Jr. should know what throttle Denny Hamlin's running. You know, like, honestly.
The NFL took defensive backs out of the league with all
Let
the
them see it after the race. During the race, no.
NASCAR is taking out a true
competitive
crew chief. Like to be a crew chief, you know, like back in the day, a crew chief in the 90s, 2000s coming up, can't be a crew chief today because you can't make moves. Like, you can't do, like, the secret. Like, Dale Jr. was quoted saying, hey, if you weren't cheating, you weren't trying. Like, like that's the way it was. Now you got to make sure everything's PC. And, like, now cars can't even finish. Like, you finish a race, and you didn't win. Oh, you had 15. Your car was 0.5 pounds heavier when it started, and now it's lighter. It's crazy. I don't know. I hate it.
I get it. It's frustrating because you're like, man, it could be better if, you know?
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's just life. That's an allegory for life right there.
I adapted.
It could be better if. We're coming up on 10 minutes in the call. You think we wrap this up in 10 minutes or should we reset it?
Wrap up the show in 10 minutes?
Yeah. Probably not.
What else we got going on?
I don't know. I don't know if there's a whole lot left to talk about the race, you know?
I think we could probably hammer this out in 9 minutes because we don't do checkers and wreckers anymore.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, there's no speed limit on our cars.
All right. Let's see. Just going through some guys that I thought had great days. All of Team Penske, Austin Cindric, Ryan Blaney. William Byron led 5 times for 10 laps. Bowman led 5 times for 11 laps. So the Hendrick guys bringing strong cars. Bowman finished 6th. Ryan Blaney 7th and Austin Cindric 8th. They both led a combined, oh my goodness. Austin Cindric led 13 times for 56 laps. Blaney led 10 times for 23 laps. Like, those Fords were fast. Bubba, he finished 29th. He led 7 times for 18 laps. Joey Logano, man, he had a rocket ship. He led 3 times for 43 laps. He finished 35th though, so fuck him. He wrecked half the field. Let's see. Guys I thought were going to do well and really didn't, but still had a great finish. Chris Buescher, he was my pick to win. He didn't lead any laps. He only got stage points in one stage, but he finished 10th. Chase Briscoe, honestly, super surprised by his whole entire weekend getting the pole. He finished 4th. He led once for 4 laps. Not the greatest race, but a good finish for him in his first start with JGR. And here on the Bummer Run podcast, everyone loves to talk about the winner, William Byron, where we barely touched on him because, like, he didn't do a whole lot, and he wasn't even excited to win the Daytona 500.
And he's also as interesting as T.
Yeah. He came in first. AJ Allmendinger was your loser, though. He had engine issues on lap 42. But we're headed to Atlanta. Fuck it. We're looking into we're looking into next week. We're done bitching about this week.
Awesome with this car.
I was gonna say that it's because it's a hybrid between your normal intermediate racing and super speed.
Last year it was one of the best races of the year.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I'm very much looking forward to Atlanta.
I had a lot of paragraphs in my race grade, but the last sentence was, I tell you what, I'm looking forward to Atlanta this week because I feel like it produces the type of speedway racing I like. You could see cars get spread out a bit, actually battle each other. I feel like the last couple of Atlanta races have seemed like 90s super speedway races where, like, you get runs and stuff. So I'm with you guys. We're heading to Atlanta. Trucks on track Saturday at 1:30 on FS1 for the Freight 208. Xfinity on track Saturday 5 p.m. on the CW for the Bennett Transportation and Logistics 250. And Cup on track Sunday 3 p.m. on Fox for the Ambetter Health 400. Things are getting weird with qualifying and practice. So Cup qualifying is now on Prime video. That'll be at 11:30 Saturday morning. Xfinity qualifying is on the CW app, and then trucks are on FS1. I don't have the times for trucks or Xfinity. If you want to, you can find it yourself.
If you want to get yourself fired up a little bit, going back, because I save all my race grades, going back to when when Atlanta got reconfigured and we have this new style of racing there, I just want to rattle off the grades that I've given. So just really quick, A+, A, A+, B. I think B was the lowest. A+. Yeah. So Atlanta is, I think, one of the best tracks we have that's not Kansas right now.
Yeah, it should be a good Sunday. I'm looking forward to it. But first, we got to go through some picks because Eric, he picked Kyle Busch to win. He got him 4 points. He came in last. Matt, you picked Bubba Wallace for the second year in a row, by the way. He got you 10 points. And
did I pick him last year for Daytona?
You did. And
He's so good at as good as one can be nowadays on super speedways.
I picked Chris Buescher. He got me 32 points. So I won the weekend, which means I pick last. Eric picks first. Matt, you pick in the middle. And then Shrey, you want to what? Yeah, you're going to pick after me. Sorry. I was just trying to think like, should we have you go first?
No,
but I don't want you to take Eric's pick by accident because he already gave it to us. Eric is going with the number 6 of Brad Keselowski. See if he can get that fast forward in victory lane in Atlanta. How about you, Matt? Who are you going with?
So I'm going with the guy who has the best average finish here since the reconfiguration. So over the last 6 races. Somebody who has an average start of 3.5 as well. Total points of 265. That leads the field here since the reconfiguration as well. I am going with one Ryan Blaney.
Thank God he started spitting stats. I'm like, I don't know if he's going to pick my guy or not because I don't know the stats of the guy I'm going to pick. Ryan Blaney, great pick. Good Daytona pick, good Atlanta pick. I'm going with his teammate of Austin Cindric. After Sunday's performance, I am hot on Austin. Give me the win in Atlanta. How about you, Ricky? Who you got?
So I'm going to do a little switcheroonie here. I originally came on this pod with every intention on picking the number 8, Kyle Busch, because NASCAR needs Kyle Busch in victory lane.
They do.
NASCAR, it's good for NASCAR when he's doing good, but I think you pissed off the beast. I think Dennis Hamlin is going to come out here, and I think Dennis Hamlin wins at Atlanta.
I like it. I think it's a great pick. I'm excited. Right now, William Byron, the only one locked in the NASCAR playoffs. We'll see if someone can get themselves locked in this Sunday on Fox for the Ambetter Health 400. Will it be Brad Keselowski? Will it be Ryan Blaney? Will it be Austin Cindric or will it be James Dennis Hamlin? We will find out
skiing, dude.
this Sunday, 3 p.m. on Fox, and we'll bring it all down for you right here on the Bumper Run Podcast next Tuesday night. For Matt the Statman Reilly, for Eric Daytona on shooting darts right now, for Robbie Shrey, Shinny Ricky, you got too many names. I'm Michael D. White saying have a good night.
The Bump and Run.